EU sanctions against Russia are having a massive economic impact on German industry, according to a new report. Brussels slapped sanctions on the Kremlin in 2014 when Vladimir Putin ordered the annexation of the Crimean region of Ukraine. And there have been growing calls for stricter measures to be introduced this week in response to the detention of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, including the suspension of the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline project. But German business leaders have warned of a looming economic crisis, with companies there among the hardest hit by the fallout from the sanctions. The Munich-based IFO Institute said the true impact of the Russian sanctions on the German economy was revealed in a survey of 862 companies. Bosses said the sanctions had created a much higher bureaucratic burden which hampered trade with Russia, along with additional controls, trade bans and inadequate financing options. They said currency fluctuations, Russia's efforts to replace imported goods, increased standards, political and economic uncertainty, loss of trust and reputation, rules for local suppliers and increased competition from third countries had also created significant problems when dealing with Russian firms. IFO foreign trade experts Jasmine Groschel and Theodora Teddy said, machine and car manufacturers, chemicals and electronics as well as logistics are most frequently affected. Around half of all companies who took part in the survey said they would benefit from a lifting of EU sanctions. Ms. Groschel said, Russia is unilaterally dependent on the EU as a supplier and buyer, while Russia plays a subordinate role for the EU as a trading partner. Russia imports mainly industrial goods from the EU but exports almost exclusively raw materials such as gas and oil. The survey found firms in former East Germany were more severely affected than those in the West. The company survey of the IFO Institute on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry Düsseldorf was carried out in September 2020 and 862 German companies took part. The results were published as MEPs looked set to support a resolution calling for the EU to halt the completion of the Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline taking Russian natural gas to Europe, in response to Mr. Navalny's arrest.